This week, David asks for forgiveness. Chloe gets demoted and is now cleaning like a good woman. Holy shit, David. Wow. Did you write this?
I did write this. And you need to read it like you mean it.
Okay, I apologize. And I feel a man's ass. And I love it. So let's strap down, let's strap in, and let's do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
Should this even be called Just Another Trucking Podcast? Because we have just another video, just another game developer, just another loader, just another van driver. And
Nessa's
then
a
we
trucker.
have Nessa, and Nessa's the only trucker in the house.
So
I've been a van driver this
three
week.
Hosts. wait, yeah, but out of the 3 hosts, there are no truck drivers, and only the producer is a fucking truck driver. Not great. Anyways,
You're all fired.
I probably will be sweeping the yard next week. Is what I'll be doing.
Right.
Just another fucking podcast. It should be called.
I like it.
I'm sure that's already been taken.
Probably.
Hello, this is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Tom, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friends, my co-hosts, and my lovely, lovely people. I was going to say something horrible about you, but you know what? I'm not going to this week. I'm going to say nice things about you.
This time.
Next time, maybe not. I am. No, I genuinely am. I'm going to be nice. I'm feeling like positive vibes and shit. I wasn't today. I was angry. That's a whole different thing. Hello, Chloe.
Hello.
Hello.
Where's my nice thing? Now. Is that it? Hello?
No, I'm okay. When I say nice,
you just literally made a whole spiel about how nice you're going to be.
Okay.
Hi, Chloe. What was that?
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, but
I've not insulted
nice.
you once. You look very pretty tonight.
Thanks, Tom. I really appreciate that. Where did that come from? It's so nice.
It's just very nice. David, you look sexy tonight.
I look sexy.
Yeah,
okay, I'll take it.
What?
I really wish my wife would talk to me the way you talk to me.
Take note, ball and chain.
Right. So just quickly, to go on an immediate tangent. By the way, just very quickly, we got Chloe, we got David, we have producer Nessa. I have to go on a very quick tangent. Right. So obviously, Chris got married this week. Congratulations, Chris.
Ooh.
We love you.
Congratulations, dude.
Best man.
The original host.
I was best man. There is, by the way, Kale has recorded the best man speech. My speech. I did.
Oh wow.
I bottled on part of the joke.
Oh, God.
As in you fucked up.
As in, like, I didn't. Well, I met his mum, and his mum was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a reverend at this church." I'm like, "Yep,
bollocks.
I'm not doing that joke. Not doing the joke about shoving a watermelon up his ass because I'm not doing that joke." The rest of the thing, it was a whole thing, but. There was this one point where we were doing like we had all had hoodies and they wanted us facing like away so they can get the back of the hoodies and they're all kind of in a line. And someone said, "Oh, touch each other, grab each other's asses." And and I'm next to Chris, and obviously
who's someone? Is this you just shouted it out?
I genuinely don't know who said this.
Right, okay.
Genuinely don't know who said this, but
okay.
Everyone else kind of just, hovered their hand over. I was unaware that people were doing this, and I fucking committed to this. I mean, I cupped that man's butt cheeks fully, and I got pulled up about it. And I'm sure it was his missus, it was his new wife, who actually said, like, grab each other's asses. Well, guess what? If you're gonna give me an instruction, I'm gonna fucking follow that instruction.
But who was the one who gave you a hard time?
His missus.
Oh, his missus gave you a hard time for doing exactly what she asked you to do.
She showed me a picture of they showed me a picture of why are you cupping Tom? Why are you cupping Chris's ass so much? Because you said. And guess what? I fucking commit. That's what's up. So there you go. I felt up Chris's ass this week.
And you ruined the
anyways.
Okay. So did you go through with the list anyway on your?
No, I didn't. No. I
so
did not.
Was your best man speech very short?
No, it was still a good length best man speech. It was still half.
So,
Did you make people laugh?
Will be. Yeah, there was some good laughs. I think there was. I in my head there was some good laughs. I don't know, but if you're a Patreon, that will be put up on the Patreon chat this evening.
If you're not a Patreon and you'd like to see it, just join up.
Oh yeah, get on that shit. Get on it. Give
Patreon.com,
and you can hear me fucking ruin a speech. It was. Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. Yeah, I didn't actually do too bad. I actually admit I wasn't actually bad at all. We've gone really off topic.
I was asked to not talk at my brother's wedding, but kind of read out for the people who couldn't make it. They sent their best wishes in via a note, and I was just asked to read these notes or letters or whatever they are. You know, they're kind of short and all that kind of thing. But I was stressing out because I don't read very well, but I think I do now. You know, like I think
because of this podcast
has made it like, you know, but. For some reason, when I was on there, I was practicing for like 2 hours, reading everything out perfectly. I had it all typed out to where I could read it. You know what I mean? Just in case there was words. You know, I was like, I stressed out so much. I kind of ruined the fucking 2 hours beforehand. You know, but yeah, you know, my best man when he gave his speech, first of all, I didn't realize he was going to be so nervous. He was like. He told me like a month prior, and like, no, seriously, dude, I'm stressing out. You know, like he doesn't. I'm surprised that he's not very big into public speaking. He seems like he is, but he's not. But when he gave the speech, it was a race. It was just an absolute race. It was really bad. Now he kind of took the whole insulting the groom pretty seriously. He never complimented me once. It was just a string of roasting. It was, and eventually it got to a point where like, I'm just going to go ahead and smile. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and smile away. And like, yeah, this is funny. Can you like say anything nice about me? No. Oh, that's it. That's the end. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. He brought up one time as in like, yeah, if it wasn't for Dave, you know, like I was doing a show, and thanks to Dave, he was there every day with me. Nobody has a fucking clue what you just meant by saying that, by the way. All right, because he's a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
right. And I went to the gym with him every single day, and you know, and that's the thank you I got from him, and I was just, you know, some compliments somewhere, you know what I mean? Just, you know, my wife got like, oh my god, she got nothing but praise from her sister, from her best maid of honor. I'm like, god damn, I would have fucking loved that. But I did get a lot more. I got a lot of compliments actually from her sister and her bridesmaid. So they made up for his speech. But you know, he raced through it. He fucking read it out like it was a fucking, you know. But anywho, whatever. It was a good day.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair one.
But I do think though. I do think that you. Cause I think I didn't. Did he get personal with the roast or not?
Oh yeah.
I'll be honest here. I was reading into like what like the do's and don'ts. I was like, one of the things is don't make sexual jokes, and one of the main bulk of like the kind of the speech that I gave was, yeah, it implied sexual things, but it says don't get personal. Like it's the things that don't get personal. Don't mention like drunken mistakes. Don't insult the bride. Don't insult guests, or kind of like roast guests. But you are supposed to get. But then the idea is at the end of it, you wrap it up with something like really like sweet and like heartfelt and like to kind of finish it off. But if you don't really have that, then it is just a roast.
Yeah, that's basically what I got with the roast. Yeah, it was just yeah. Anyway,
I was at a wedding, a bridesmaid, and towards the end we might not have got on as much, so it was touch and go whether I was going to turn up. But they were quite evident of this, and so the best man did a speech, and I was meant to be maid of honor. I think I can't remember now, but all I remember was his best man speech, or one of the big speeches was Oh, and thanks to Chloe that actually fucking turned up, and I was like, whoa. And everyone was
Wow.
like, whoa.
Holy
This is the whole
shit.
Yeah. So and then I
Do
had
you
to stand
not
up
show
for
up to
mine.
stuff?
Huh? No, I do show up for
You
stuff.
not-
It just wasn't smooth. There was some fallouts going on. And I turned up. I promised I would. And
Yeah.
they tried to roast me for it. And then I got up for my speech and I was like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, that's it. Bye. And then sat back down again. That's my experience of going for it.
I started mine because I hadn't really kind of like thought like what to do because how to kind of get everyone's attention, and so obviously we did the knocking of the glass, and I stood up, and I was like, shit, I need to say something before I get to pull up the speech. So the first thing I thought was I said, everyone look at me. Yep. Person with social anxiety, that's exactly what I need right now. Look at me. That's great. Lovely, folks. That's shit. That's not great.
I can literally imagine you bottling it because you're like extra
brilliant.
tall as well.
Yeah.
Were you on a podium? So you're
no,
like
no,
extra
just sat at a just kind of like
chair.
stood at the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll,
Come on.
Should I read part of it or not?
Yeah, you should.
Just do it. Come on.
Okay,
as if we would say no to that.
Yeah. I won't read out the whole thing. I don't think.
You're obviously proud of this little bit. Come on, just do it.
I am. I want
you to read the entire thing, not as if anybody's got anything better to do right now.
Yeah,
just right
to read the entire thing.
All right.
Really,
How long
genuinely.
is it, though? How long is it?
It's a couple of minutes. Right, fuck it.
Let's see. We'll let you know. We'll let you know if we get
Here
bored.
you go. A few years ago, I was sitting on a sofa with Chris, cup of tea in hand, doing our best impression of being an adult, and I asked him, do you not fancy settling down, getting married, and having kids? And Chris laughed, and he said, no, not a chance. and then I look at him, obviously, and I go, how's that working out for you now, lad? Because now Chris has now got like basically 4 kids, and
Yep,
he's gone fully the opposite way. And then he continues.
He's gone all in.
Fucking hasn't he? Just Chris does not do things in half measures, you know. And then there are two types of people that you never want to watch TV with: truck drivers, because they will inevitably point out, "Oh, I delivered there. I had to back around that barn. God, it was tight." And then farmers, because they will always point out the various equipment and say things like, God, you'll need a big tractor to pull that. And unfortunately, Gemma had managed to get the best or the worst of both worlds. So, yeah, good luck with that one. And
that's her name, Gemma?
Gemma, yeah, that's his wife. Then said, some of you may or may not know that Chris created a podcast together. The premise was simple. We would each bring 2 topics to chat about. I think it was a simple enough idea. She just needs to bring 2 topics. Chris, however, was so utterly disorganized. If he brought 1 topic, it would be an accomplishment. How he managed to get to his wedding on time with everything he needed is nothing short of a miracle. And then I kind of go on to the nice, like, sweetie part, which is, I honestly cannot think of 2 people who deserve each other more. To quote the late Robin Williams, it doesn't matter if the guy is perfect or the girl is perfect, as long as they're perfect for each other. And you 2 most definitely are. Love you both. And then do a toast to the happy couple and stuff like that. So there you go.
Proper softy.
That was nice, though.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, don't get too personal.
Oxford Dictionary defines the word love as just.
Getting married is, yeah. I don't know. You can't. I don't think you can get too personal with this shit. But this is the first time I've ever done something like this. So, have you not? Obviously Chloe, but like, is there anyone else got any other like horror ones that you've seen at weddings where something's gone wrong with speeches?
Oh, I don't know. I think we've seen them on videos. But
I think it's more YouTube and stuff, isn't it? You see them on. But that's my experience of weddings.
The guy, our officiator, the guy who fucking
The marriage dude.
married us.
Yeah.
The marriage dude. Yeah, he was one of my friends, and he got so drunk. He was really drunk.
What, in the wedding or after?
He was a little tipsy for the wedding, but he only to bring the nerves down. I didn't realize how nervous he was. Like, this wasn't his first wedding either. You know, he just happened to be. Oh my God! Sorry, I just read the chat. My wife just reminded me that he hit on her mom. he grabbed her ass.
What?
Yeah. He fucked up the paper. He fucked up the paperwork
quickly,
as well. Go ahead.
Is your mum fit?
What?
Mother-in-law.
I think he. Well, yeah. I suppose he wasn't talking to her. No comment. So basically, he fucked up the paperwork for the signing and shit. So we weren't technically married for a while afterwards.
Oh no!
No, he was properly drunk. He was fighting with his girlfriend and everything. And again, but he kept stuttering on the for the actual ceremony as well. He just kept on messing up a little bit. And it
just added to the charm, I'm sure.
It did. He seemed very nervous. He seemed very, very nervous. But it was all fun.
So as I've said, I suffer very badly with social anxiety and limited. Like if there is too many people, I struggle immensely. So when I got
why are you a host of a podcast? Jesus Christ.
I feel I can do it with you guys. But when I got married, when me and my ex got married, it just got. I was trying to explain I want something small, like not, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was that. So the night do, there was so many people there. And most of them I didn't recognise that I didn't go to my own night do.
Really?
No, couldn't do it.
Sorry,
do it with
your own what?
Like the night do. Do you know? Like, obviously, you have the
party,
wedding,
after
and
party, sort of.
You have like the after party thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah,
usually the bride and groom are pretty tired. Well, the reception or the part after the reception?
The reception where afterwards, like you kind of all like.
The
reception
is the speeches, and then there's dancing and all that.
And then after that, there's the kind of like the party thing, isn't there?
Yeah.
We had
you quite often would go by then. Yeah.
But
I just didn't. I didn't even like because obviously you're supposed to greet people and kind of like at least have a chat with people. Didn't do that. I was just like, this is now too many people. I cannot deal with it. Can't deal with it. And also as well, I've also since found out through my job that where we got married, the food standard is not great there. I have delivered to that place, and holy shit. Yeah,
it might have been all right at the time.
They were not. I can assure you, it has been like that for a long time where that gets delivered, and it is.
You dodged a bullet there.
By the way, someone in chat is called Pepsi for sale, and I'd like to just say this to the Patreons: fuck you. I love you all, but fuck you.
Yes,
you are horrible people to us.
Tom's already been ranting about Pepsi this morning.
Oh yeah, pre-show. The pre-show that we do.
God.
Normally we have like a nice pre-show where we'll talk about a variety of different things. All I talked about was the fact that my Pepsi's run out and I need to get more, and I'm looking at what country I can get Pepsi from that's going to taste regular. And we're currently settled on Mexico. I'm looking at importing Pepsi from fucking Mexico because fuck my life. That's why.
Start drinking water.
Yeah, maybe you should.
No, I said, I don't drink, don't take drugs, I don't smoke, I don't do anything interesting. I like a fucking glass of Pepsi every now and then.
What about Dr. Pepper? Someone's asked.
When's every now and then?
I don't know, of an evening. I have a glass of an evening.
Oh, that's it? That's like a 2 liter. You don't bring a 2 liter to work with you?
No. Just a glass of Pepsi. I don't feel like I'm being out of order. The issue is, fucking Theresa May is a fucking prick.
Hey, she's my favorite.
Right,
She's
I know
my favorite person.
Listen, I know we're getting political here, but she did two things that I'm aware of. I don't know what any of her other policies are. I don't give a fuck about any of her other policies. She's made us charge for fucking plastic bags. Fuck you. I never remember to bring a plastic bag. Don't get why we're doing that one there. That and we're trying to save the environment. I know. How about we ban plastic straws and we charge for bags? What the fuck are you talking about, you absolute wazzock? This is not gonna... How about all of the other fucking plastic? Go after that. Let me go and get a bag and not have to pay 20p for it because fucking why not?
How about you bring your own bag so you can save yourself 20p?
Shut the fuck up, David. I'm on a rant.
You know what?
Right.
Actually,
and then the other thing was this fucking sugar tax.
You're ranting. Joe,
Sorry, go on. I'm feeling
calm.
very angry about this.
Just can't. I was going to add actually to your whole plastic straw thing that has been banned, and now it's all paper straws and things, isn't it? Well, did you know that a cardboard factory and paper factory actually produce more methane gases and everything compared to a lot of other factories? They are literally like 90% of the contributing factor to the ozone layer. So, in actual fact, when they say about saving the environment with that, they're not technically helping there. There you go. I should find out that fact in.
Here, let me guess. You found this on the internet?
No, I watched an actual
was
factual
it on
thing. Yeah, no, this was an actual factual
was it on TikTok?
documentary. No, it wasn't TikTok. I don't watch TikTok shit.
What?
No, this is a true story. If you look it up, it's a true story.
Says...
I can't remember where I watched it. All right,
Is
it was like a National
is the
Geographic
YouTube
thing,
channel
I'm sure.
called Real Facts? Honestly, don't they are real. I did not make these up.
No, I can't remember why I was watching it, but it was just something random that I was watching, and it's a proper
so
90%. It does make sense.
So 90% of all the methane gas and all the pollution comes from paper bag factories.
It might not be 90%. All right, I might be exaggerating there, but it's
this is what happens though.
Chill.
You gave this facts, and all of a sudden another person is going to tell another person, and this is how it happens. I'm just letting you
Producer, can we get a fact check on this, please? This feels like a fact check situation.
It's a high percent, okay? It's a high percent, and then
1% is high.
And then obviously all the rainforests and things you got then cut down as well, to then chuck into these factories. And
I believe the biggest producer of methane gas is cow farts.
It is not cow farts. Don't talk such.
Genuinely, I believe that.
Yeah, they do, but it's like the
it's
whole...
Tom's house.
Tom's TikTok.
Or Morrison's, depending.
They've been round a lot longer, haven't they?
There's a lot more of them, isn't there? I'm just assuming.
I don't know.
What have we got? Fact check.
78% of the total greenhouse gases are emissions from agricultural, animals, and deforestation.
Okay, what
cutting down
paper
trees
bag factories?
To make paper bags.
Well, I guess that could technically that could actually be part of that, couldn't it? I don't know. I mean, the bag thing annoys me because I always fucking forget a bag. But then
whatever, you pay 20 pence. Who cares? Get over it. All right, maybe the next time you'll actually bring a fucking bag with you.
Well, I don't know. But
that's
then
a lot of effort.
That's
a lot of brain power to try and do that.
Well, yeah, and then that's your tax for not thinking of a bag. Trust me, we have a fucking ton of bags at home that we paid for, and it's just
they're expensive.
Once in a while, I do bring my bag.
Hold of them.
Yeah, but why go after the sugar? I mean, sugar is like my one fucking. It's not like
it's a luxury, isn't it? It's a luxury.
Yes, but so's fucking heroin. Right, but I'm not going after that. I'm not asking for fucking hardcore A-class drugs. I just want a glass of fucking
Sugar's
Pepsi.
not quite on the same level there. I'm not going to lie.
Well,
here's the thing. Here's an argument.
It is.
Here's an argument. Maybe sugar is worse than heroin. All right, they do say that more people die from obesity,
yeah,
and all that kind of stuff than drugs. I made this fact up, by the way. So,
I believe you. I believe this was the same documentary that Chloe watched. Was it?
Mine's
the one
true.
hosted by Jim Carrey?
Just gotta find it.
I mean, that's fine, but let me kill myself.
But seriously, the actual number one killer is obesity, and sugar is a huge factor in obesity. So maybe they're just trying to save you, Tom. Okay. Just maybe Teresa.
I
Teresa
think
May,
they
is that her name?
are to a point, but then
Teresa
isn't
May?
this
I don't
aspartame just
care.
as bad?
She loves you.
She
wants you to be
doesn't. She's
alive.
taking my Pepsi
She just
away.
wants money.
It was my one thing. It was my
Have
one
you ever
thing
taken
that I liked.
away something from your child that he really wanted to do, but it was dangerous?
Yeah,
it's kind of the
Ooh,
same
that's a
thing.
good point.
it's not.
You know what I mean? And like, she knows what's best for you. You haven't lived. She's a very. I have no idea.
She's an
I'm
old,
Teresa May.
miserable cow that's like, oh, well, let's get rid of all sugar. Sugar tax, that's what we need. We need a fucking sugar tax. And then everyone else fucking sat going, right, well, let's start putting these fucking chemicals, which taste gross. I know a lot of people can't taste it, but I can taste it, and I'm fucking fuming about it. I am going to keep bringing this up. I am fucking absolutely pricks. Fucking pricks.
Okay.
What were we talking about? We've gone so far off track.
We haven't gone off track.
Have we
This
not?
is the track. We never actually started the topic. You just said, I want to talk about a rant. And then this is where we are right now.
Someone's put something in there. If this is not...
I've just tried it, Tom. It just asked me to put in random stuff. I was like, what?
What the hell? It's Amazon. Someone's put in the Patreon chat. Because people, just very quickly, if you do fancy doing this, you can do. Join Patreon. And you can chat with us live. So we've got lots of people chatting live, and someone's just posted something up. But it's amazon.com.mx, or Mexico. That's what that is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's Mexico. But then it's asked you to do that.
How much are you willing to spend?
It's quite big.
Like, for how much? Obviously, the more you get, the better the value
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But like, would you spend £20 on a 2-liter?
Well, no. So what I was thinking is either if I'm importing it, the Soda Stream things. I was thinking about getting like the Soda Stream bottles, because then I can just get the rest of it here in the UK, like the fizziness or whatever it is.
The water.
Well, yeah, the water just comes out of the tap. I'm assuming you don't have to buy it. I'm assuming, anyways. But like the carbonation thing in the machine, so I can get that here. That's fine. But yeah, I just need the actual syrup, don't I? Or
Have you not tried asking like one of these American shops or something like that? Because don't they import loads of little American cans of stuff? Isn't there some in those sort of aisles when you've looked? Have you never looked in those?
Yeah,
I didn't know there wasn't. Is there an American store over
there's
there?
like-
Yeah?
Yeah,
Well,
they're
there's
very
American
popular
stores.
here. Yeah.
But then there's also like
Interesting.
little certain aisles, like in Tesco or something. They'll have a little American slottage bit, or But I think is it the Spa or one of the garages, Texaco or something, does a proper little American section when you stop at it. And they've got all American
EG
drinks.
It's EG that does it. But they don't do the drinks. They do some of the chocolates, but they don't do fucking Twizzlers.
Well, there's one by us that they
Well,
do
I like-
loads of drinks. Like you get all the Arizona ones, and you get like all the fancy Pepsi ones and
Well,
stuff
the
like
Arizona ones, I think they're starting to become quite popular now.
that. They're
aren't
quite
they?
nice. I quite like those.
That's
yeah.
iced tea, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
iced tea, but it's like really expensive, even though it should be 99 cents. But it's not here because, yeah. that
Did you
checks out.
say that you had a trucking topic? Did we talk about your trucking topic?
No, we have not. No.
Who's got a trucking topic?
I can talk about trucks this week on this trucking top, but which makes, just to point out, in the past month, maybe 6 weeks, I think we've only had 2 trucking topics. And just FYI, guys, I brought both of them. Just want to say that.
Yeah, well, I'm not
You
even
are
a
the host
trucker at the
after all.
moment, so I'm waiting on a loo lorry, and I've still not got it.
What's up with your other one?
Wait, so the new driver, that's the new Roro driver, obviously his lorry's broken down. So rather than him throwing him out, because I can go in the office, I can find something to do, we've chucked him in my lorry to keep him going, so he's still learning and he's getting the experience. But then, of course, that means that I've got to find other shit to do. So when I'm
he's
working,
wrecking your lorry while you doss
he's
about.
not
is what you're
wrecking
saying.
it. He's very precious over it. He's one of these. He's one of these that rings you up every 5 minutes with, he's a bit worried. So my lorry isn't well cared for because he won't push the boundaries. But it just means that I'm struggling to find, like last week, obviously one of the yard guys was ill or whatever, and I was half in the office, so I could go in the bucket, learn the shovel a bit more. But this week coming up, I've got fuck all to do. What am I going to do with myself?
Well, there's not much you can do. Just fucking doss about, isn't it? Just pretend.
Yeah, that's literally all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm literally
Grab a
probably
broom.
I'm probably
and
am
lean up
going to
against
grab
it.
a broom.
Yeah, it's gonna be the fucking.
Just don't do anything with it. Just
Do
like
you know
sit
what?
down with it.
Do you
leaning
know what
on
we
it.
have got? We've got a little mini road sweeper in our yard.
I'll do that.
That's pretty cool.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
do
go
it.
on that.
Don't do it on Monday though.
That sounds like fun.
Why? What's wrong with Monday?
The fucking Monday, you're not going to be doing fuck all. So have you ever driven on them fucking them little box vans before?
Yeah.
Or like a U-Haul?
Yes, but slightly kind of like slightly hit the higher up.
Yeah,
Basically just
and
like
they're quite wide compared to your cab, aren't they?
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
hideous in high winds. They are fucking hideous. So the winds were getting up, and I was going over the A66, which those who know it's notorious. Like it closes quite frequently to high winds, and they are picking up today. And I was going over, and it was just like a little like sprinter box thing, and I was fucking. I was having to turn the steering wheel significantly to the left, continuously
Turn it in line
to try and keep it in line. And then the second that you went past a truck or a wall, you instantly started veering off because you've got so much lock on almost that it wants to go into the other lane, and so you've got to correct it, and it fucking wobble. Oh, it's not great. It's not great. But on Monday, for the day that you guys, if you're listening on Monday, the day you're listening, Storm Isha, I think it is going to be hitting. So if you are listening to this,
how you spell that?
Huh?
Isha. I wonder how you spell that.
It is spelled Isha. Isha.
Oh, okay.
Isha? Don't know.
Oh.
So if you are on the west coast, if you're in basically anywhere south of Glasgow or north of Manchester, you'd be fucked. So essentially,
Isn't everywhere south of Glasgow?
yeah, but north of Manchester as well. It's kind of like a nice big.
Okay, that's a good chunk.
I'll tell you what. 1 second. So let
Is that your trucking top? Is that your trucking
was that
top?
your
Oh, it's
topic,
not.
or is
No,
that
no,
just a van?
no, it's not. I'm going off on a
I'm
tangent
really
here.
curious about your trucking topic.
So it's windy
There
on
you go.
Monday, is what you're getting at, right? Okay.
It's very, very, very windy. So it's an amber warning.
Oh, okay. We've had a few of them recently.
Yeah, but the ambers they're more serious, aren't they?
Well, that's the idea of
David
the amber,
doesn't care.
yeah.
David doesn't care. David's like, yeah, but it's not a tornado. Guess what, David? This is big news for us. Fuck you. That's
I've
what's.
never been in a tornado. I'm in the most easiest place in America, I think. You know, it never gets too hot, never gets too cold. You know, and
Yeah.
it never gets too windy. It gets all of them, but never too much.
So, my trucking topic.
bring it.
Speaking of weather,
No,
you don't want to
I
talk
said
about it. Okay.
no, you're still never going to talk about it.
So, the temperature dropped down to nearly -10 in where we are.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, people have been filling the coolant with water,
Oh no.
just straight water.
These
no-
van drivers.
Yeah, so this is like an 18-tonner,
Right. Okay.
and so I set off, and it was doing okay. Got about 20 minutes down the road, and I'm getting an overheat warning because obviously radiator
frozen.
can't. It's frozen up, and I stopped, called the office, and bearing in mind this is because I had to get down to this place for a certain time. This is at 1:30 in the morning, so this is like Nessa times. Like I don't wake up at this time, but needed to get down here, and I'd already driven like 20, probably just over 20 minutes, and because the distance was so far, I was tight on taco anyways, so I couldn't really afford to get back and then drive and do all of that. But it was going to have to be. So I turned it round after being this delay by 5 minutes. But obviously the engine's warmed it up a little bit. So it's melted the ice, and it's now starting to kind of heat up, and it's starting to kind of, it's starting to actually do its job. It's like, fucking A. So I called the office back up again and said, you know what? Send it. Risk it for a biscuit. We're going to do this. And I went to the full distance, managed to get right over there, Got unloaded. I got the load on. Started heading back, and took my 45-minute break. But obviously, hot water freezes a lot faster,
Yeah.
and it fully froze, and it froze all of the fucking radiator system.
Is it a fact? Fact.
Yeah. Hot
water freezes
faster.
Yeah, have you never seen them do the videos where they'll get boiling hot water in a pan and launch it out at the snow and then it just instantly turns to snow?
Yeah. Hotter the water,
Well,
the faster it freezes.
Fact.
Have I just blown your mind?
No,
I bet you.
I've heard that before, but I've heard it as well. That it doesn't.
It also clears,
Nessa, can you
freezes
please
clear.
fact check this? Because I've always been under the impression that hot water freezes faster. She's googling. Right. Anyways, the system froze up and it was not thawing out at all. But obviously, if you keep trying to push it and it's getting up to like fucking 110 degrees, well, you'll blow the fucking head gasket. You'll do all sorts of damage, won't you? So the decision was made and just bearing in mind, I've been trying to fix this problem. That's right. I've been trying to fix this problem, and I managed to limp it to a petrol station where I got some antifreeze, and I thought I'll try and get some antifreeze in the system and try and get it mixed up a little bit. Whoever topped this up with water filled it up so much I managed to get less than 100 ml of this fucking antifreeze. Well, that's not going to do anything, is it? I couldn't even get the full fucking litre bottle in there. So, this is now at 10 o'clock in the morning. The decision's made. Let's not risk breaking the truck. Let's not risk like doing some serious damage to it. Let's get recovery. So the recovery firm that was called, which is local to us, is trying to source someone closer and trying to get someone out to us. And fuck me, it took so long. So I need to get recovered all the way back to Cumbria, and I'm near Colville, so I'm near like Leicester basically, and I have to get recovered back to fucking Cumbria. And by the time I got in, it was just before 6 o'clock at night. So it was basically 17 hours, and
just to recover a vehicle.
To get it all done, get it all back to the yard. It was nearly 17 hours.
Wow.
I was fucking exhausted. It was one of them days where I was just like, I got to bed and I was just like, yeah, that's me done. I can't even remember if I ate anything that night. I was so tired. Good job I didn't have to fucking drive. Well, I drove my car back. That's pretty much all I did. But yeah.
Wow.
I'm surprised you're not able to bring your van home with you.
Couldn't it? It was frozen.
Well,
on a regular basis.
Well, no, there's no need. I mean, it's only 20 minutes down the road to the yard. So it's not particularly far or anything like that. Plus, well, they're not insured, are they, on private residents?
Certain companies don't mind it, do they? It depends. On
some
company.
don't, some do. Yeah, it depends on the company, but there's not really any need for it to be okay, right? Like so. Fuck me, yeah. It was. Yeah.
So
it was a long day.
This is a topic, or is a story, or a rant?
It's a story, but.
If you've got something on it, go ahead.
Given that this is a podcast and it's all about adding to the whole thing. If you want to add to what I've just said, you are welcome to. Please feel free.
So the hot water, cold water experiment was done by an African child in Africa, and he'd done it at home.
This is not looking good for me.
He'd done it at home, and his teachers didn't take him seriously, so he did the experiment in school, and it was proved that boiling water freezes faster than room temperature water. So the theory.
Oh right, also it's true.
The theory is real, yeah.
Okay, cool. See, not
Fake
making
news.
it up.
It was a fake story in Africa.
And it was tested using 1 kilogram of water.
Oh, there you go. Using kilograms? Nah, you need to be using
It's metric. Yeah,
gallons. US gallons.
Yeah, I've not got anything to add to your Frozen story. I can't compete with that. I don't think I've got anything.
Me either. I'm sorry.
No,
I have filled up my my coolant with water only because there was a leak and I was wasting so much money adding more coolant to it. So I just started, they just said, just keep adding, just keep adding water to it. Just keep going. Don't worry, we'll get you
but
home.
then by wintertime, you'd add the proper stuff, the coolant.
Yeah. It was just to get back to the depot. But I don't know. I know the smell of coolant so well. I really do. As soon as I get to a truck, crap. Where is that leak? There it is. Just because that smell is so okay. Before it was like, oh, that smells so familiar. I know that smell. What is that smell? But
do you ever find sometimes that you'll smell like you'll very quickly smell like a burning or something like that? And you're like, I'm gonna have to go out and just check, even though it's most likely a car that's gone past you or something like that. But you still have to fucking check, don't you?
And then you start looking for every little noise or anything, tiniest little noise that you know is there, and you're like, oh, that's slightly louder than it used to be. What's that?
Because for 99.999% of the time, you know exactly what sound to expect every second.
Yeah, what rattle.
It's just when you, sometimes I hear a clunk, and immediately I'm just expecting my trailer to fall off. All right? Honest to God, I will hear a clunk. You know what I mean? And that's just presuming, because I just don't recognize that noise. You know what I mean? It's good to presume this. That way you can kind of control the situation a little bit more than you would be if you just didn't look.
One thing I found with driving these vans, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's but I don't know if it's because you do sit like you're in a car a bit more, and it's not like because a truck you do sit in it's a very different sitting position, isn't it? It's a very different driving position. But in a van, it's more like a car. Obviously, it's a bit taller, but
let's go faster.
Principally,
in cars, you're practically lying down.
Well, I know, but
in a van, I feel like in a van, you're more of a truck driver sense, if not more.
It's kind of, I guess it's kind of 50-50.
Straight up.
But my kind of, I found since I've been driving vans that I notice my car picks up everything on the road. I'm now hyper conscious of every single bump and divot and I can feel it coming through the steering wheel. It's I keep thinking something's wrong with the car. And I'm like, oh no, I can just feel it. It's just
more sensitive.
It's just a lot more sensitive. I'm getting a lot more kind of feedback through the steering wheel than I would in a van or something like that. And I don't know. I've never really noticed it quite as much as I have recently. I don't know if you guys have ever had that where you kind of questioning your sanity of is this actually broken or am I just feeling shit that I wouldn't normally have done.
To be fair, I get that with my car at the moment because there's lots wrong on my car. The turbo's on the way out, so I can hear a turbo when I shouldn't be. I've suddenly started hearing a new rattle and I'm like, is that my car or is that something else? And then you're like, oh, is that the engine? Is that the wheels? Oh, no, it turns out it's another fucking ball joint. Brilliant. Fantastic. Gotcha. At least that's not the engine. What else does it do? Lots of rattly noises.
There are some fixes for that if you need. What you could do is
go to a mechanic.
I was going to say turn your stereo up more.
That's what I do.
Don't forget about the black tape that you can put over the check engine light. So you remember Gone in 60 Seconds where the Mustang that he's his favorite Mustang, Eleanor.
Yeah.
And there was on the gear shifter you could flip something up and there was a turbo.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool. And see, first time I was ever in a Mustang, I'm looking at I'm looking at the knob. I'm like, why isn't there no turbo button? I really expected a turbo button. Because you don't see these in America, you don't see these in England and Ireland very often. You know what I mean? But there were. Especially back in the day, back 20 years ago, 25 years ago. But I had this car. It was a Peugeot. This is in Ireland now, right? Peugeot 405 or 205. I can't remember. Yeah, 405. And I asked what does the TDI mean? In the back, and it says it's turbo diesel. I have turbo. I'm like, where's the button? And this is right after watching, after Gone in 60 Seconds, so some cars come with turbo. I didn't know that, so I'm looking everywhere for the turbo button, and of course.
And then when you found out it just happens, you were super disappointed.
Yeah, I was like, no, it's just the turbo is blah blah blah. I still can't explain, but it wasn't what I thought it was. But no. So
your thing is
anyway, that just reminded me that the turbo went out in your car, and and that's just it's just the things that you don't know.
My car
when
sounds
you're
cool.
So young.
It sounds cool, but you shouldn't.
it has turbo.
It shouldn't sound cool. I shouldn't be able to hear the turbo. It's damaged. So it's just spinning up. Go on.
Isn't it weird how? I don't know if you guys find like if someone drives past in a Ferrari or something like that, you don't. I be honest with you, they don't. I just nah. It's just a.
I'm all about. I love it so
really?
much, especially a Lamborghini. That sound.
They look cool,
Oh, it's
but I
so
wouldn't want
that
one.
sound is so awesome.
Well,
I love it so much.
So today
they can be as douchey as you want, especially going through a tunnel. Rev it up. Oh, just yes, you're still a douche. There's no fact about it, no doubt. Yeah, but
I've got. So if someone drove past me today in a Ford Cortina, like an old, like proper, still looking nice Ford Cortina, I was like, holy fuck! I mean, I was like proper rubbernecking to keep a look at this car. I was like, shit! Like it was fucking immaculate condition.
I'm the same with old cars, especially if it's a car if it's a car someone in my family's had. Like we used to have the old Ford Granada estate, the old blue one where the arse end would sway.
Oh my god!
Every time I see one of them, which is few and far between, it's like, oh my god, I had one of them. My father built he took an old bench seat out of an old car and put it in the boot because there were so many of us as kids. There would be three of us sitting in the boot facing out the back. And then there's another bench seat.
Did you find oil in your property too?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My son is the same with old cars, especially Land Rovers.
Yeah, they're always quite nice though.
Yeah.
I do miss the old times when you can sit in the boot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a Volvo
Legally.
like that. It was like a massive estate one. Well, it had like proper. They used to have fold down seats, didn't they? A lot of them.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Seats.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Because I remember we had one, and obviously I've got 3 brothers, so all of us are trying to fit in a car was a mission. But we had one from Luxembourg when my family moved in from Luxembourg, and we had a left-hand drive, so it was always something really different. And whenever we see one similar, it's like, oh,
Luxembourg.
Yeah.
Is that where you're from?
No.
I thought I was going to say I thought you were from like the Channel Islands, something like that.
I was born in Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, Jersey. Right.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Well,
yeah. Well, my dad used to travel for work, so until the age of 5, I think we went to Luxembourg. We went somewhere else. I know Dad went out for a trip to Tokyo at some point without us, and then we moved to London. Then we moved to Devon. There you go. Something like that.
A lot of my family are from Jersey.
I wasn't even 5 yet.
So they were like, wait, we need to have like worldly stuff. Let's go to Luxembourg, where like. You know,
I think we lived in the Cotswolds as well at some point.
Big producer stuff. Tokyo, where they produce lots of stuff. London, where they produce lots of stuff. And then, Devon. they make ice cream, I think.
Settled in Devon. So it's a lifestyle choice, all right? So yeah, there you go.
It's not quite as, yuppie as London, though. Well, it is now, actually, isn't it?
All I remember from London is having a house with a red door. That's it. No idea what else. Apparently that's factually true. No idea.
What was that in the documentary as well?
Fact.
Oh, Thomas, you bastard.
Did you hear about in Detroit temperatures? Now this is Fahrenheit. I don't know what the temperature conversion is, but
Nessa,
just to clarify, 32 degrees is
we
is
are
freezing.
just throwing out facts this week,
Okay.
aren't we?
All right, but in Detroit, it's it's the minus double digits somewhere. Like I don't know, like minus 10. All right, and
minus
so
10
that's, like,
Fahrenheit.
extreme.
Nessa,
Yeah,
what's
so
that in
that's-
Celsius?
Oh my god,
real
that's
money?
freezing.
Yeah.
I think she's asking Google.
Go on in. She's
Wait,
Googling.
we're asking
Minus
the producer
23.
who's asking Google.
Minus 23.
All right.
23.
So I've been in that temperatures many times, but apparently the electric cars don't do very well. They're
Yes.
all like,
Oh, shit.
basically
Yeah,
I've
I've seen
seen
them all.
these
Teslas
videos.
are, yeah, it is. And of course, Fox News right now is going all over this. I'm like, oh, there you go, stupid heads buying your Teslas, da 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 da. As like, it's just any reason to fucking to mock something, really. But it is something that is probably, I know it's strange. You know what I mean? I haven't seen Tesla stocks or anything. You know what I mean? Still wouldn't be a reason for me not to buy a Tesla.
But it wasn't
would
just
be
Teslas
like
that you saw. There was
No, it wasn't. There was Audis. There were any electric vehicle. Basically, it's just that the batteries don't. You can't charge or something. I can't remember exactly what it was going on. But you're not able to charge. Yeah, and so there was just Teslas getting towed left, right, and center, and along with a bunch of other electric vehicles, and they weren't charging. They would go to the Tesla stations, and they weren't charging. It was just like, oh, poor Tesla.
Or Tesla minus 25, minus minus.
That
20,
is extreme, isn't it?
It is hideous at that temperature, and I know that because where our freezers are set to minus 25, and so
wow.
we've got these massive walk-in warehouse freezers where you go in there, and it is after 2 or 3 minutes, I've got icicles on my beard. My beard literally starts freezing up.
Well, our fridge trailers, the freezer section is minus 25, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Some of them are minus 18, some of them minus 25, depending.
A lot of times our frozen food is stored at minus 10 degrees. So whatever minus 10 degrees is in Celsius. But that's just the going rate. My own freezer never goes down to that temperature, but yeah.
But I don't really know. I did think about this. I did wonder about this. Why it's stored so cold when the freezers that we're putting them in. Although to be honest, that being said,
is it because you've got to walk in and out though? So it's got.
I just think that
it's got to be able to keep and maintain a temperature that's agreeable for the food products and stuff. So if you keep walking in and out and it's only at regulated temperature, you're soon going to let some heat in, aren't you?
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Some of the industrial freezers, some of the proper the ones that you get at the restaurants, they've got the temperature on there, and they are set to minus 18.
Yeah.
And they are really particular about it because you'll get some places you'll get asked what temperature is your box at the moment, giggity.
How is that a giggity?
I don't know.
What temperature your box is?
Well, yeah, because box can be used as a euphemism.
Can it?
Well, fair enough.
Just let me have this, David.
I'm not letting you have something so shite. All right. One time, we had an overage on bread. No, this was frozen dough, actually. So frozen bread dough. And so I was told, this is either garbage or you can take it home. You know what I mean? So again, I was just around the corner from my house, so I managed to drive up to my house and I put the bread straight into the freezer. And a day later, it rose. Meaning, as in so because the yeast that was in the bread, needed to be a little more cold.
Minus whatever.
It still got active, and it actually it burst out of all the packaging and stuff while in the freezer. So because it was meant to be stored at minus 10 just so it wouldn't actually rise or something. I didn't understand it. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't have.
Oh wait, no, minus 10. But that's Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit, yeah. So minus 20,
minus
probably
23.
minus 25 or minus.
Oh right,
18.
so it's the same temperature then. That they're set at.
Yeah. So it's set at whatever. I'm sorry. I keep using. Just presume if I'm talking, I'm talking Fahrenheit or whatever stupid American.
So did it cause mayhem and mess
over here?
Did you have to tidy up?
It didn't. I just I didn't. It was still frozen, but it still rose.
Did you cook it?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, it was delicious. Very delicious. It took a while.
Have you ever seen that video of a reefer driver? And he's in Russia or somewhere like that, and he opens the back of the trailer up, and it basically explodes and sends him flying.
What?
Have you not seen this? So there's
no.
Because I was talking because obviously the kind of the
what
rare
is it, a fridge
tight.
trailer?
Yeah, fridge trailer. But I was asking Chris about this because obviously he's done fridges, and I was asking how would that happen. And
it exploded.
Well,
obviously the temperature
regulation, surely.
Basically there was just the pressure difference. It through the doors, and it's not like an explosion as in bang, as in just the force of the air.
It's just a shock of it, yeah. As if your tire explodes, basically, sort of thing.
Oh, but it was mega.
Yeah, but that
it was
sort of thing.
Serious.
Because I've been in 110 degree weather with my refrigerated trailer and delivering to a place, with minus 25 degrees Celsius.
And this is what I asked. and he said what he said was the opposite. So it was cold outside in like Russia, so it'll be like minus 20 degrees, something like that.
Right.
But I didn't know this. But do you know, like bananas, when they're being transported, they get transported and they switch the refrigeration into heat mode to heat up the bananas. So it was obviously hot inside the trailer.
Or hotter, yeah.
So it was about hotter. And when he's gone to fucking go, the hot air's rushed to the cold air. Yeah. And it's fucking blown him backwards. Like, it is crazy, this guy. I'll see if I can try and find it, because it is just...
There's a tiny little door in the back of in the door that you can open up. It's only like a foot tall and like, 6 inches, whatever, wide. It's, I don't know what... I'm not 100% sure what it's used for, but you can actually stick your temperature gauge in there. You can open it up just to kind of check inside it, but
probably big enough to relieve temperature, pressure, and
I was just thinking that as well as, and like maybe that could be to relieve the pressure as well, but at least that tiny little door will fly open instead of a big door. But wouldn't, if there's that much pressure, shouldn't the sides of the trailer bow out and everything?
It was like the doors, the
not
doors
high enough
blew.
pressure to bow that much, then just enough to cause impact on movement.
Yeah, it was.
Have you seen the the containers that travel with like fuel and stuff like that? Have you ever seen them implode when they do that? When the pressure builds up so much that they just literally implode on themselves.
In the tankers?
Yeah, the tankers. Have you seen them implode?
Yes, yeah. I've seen them implode. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
But terrible. I feel bad for that guy who that happened to.
Yeah, can you imagine that? That'd be well shit. Speaking of explosions, Nessa, haven't you had an ordeal this week?
Not me personally.
Well played. That was very nice.
Now you ruined it, Tom, by saying that. You could have just let it casually flow, and maybe I could have shut up too, and I brought that up as well.
We have to acknowledge when I do something well.
Please give me validation. I need it so desperately.
Go on, Nessa.
So Nessa, what happened to you in the last few days?
Well, it weren't me, was it? It weren't me. It was a company on the
what
same estate where I work.
I like how, for legal reasons, she's saying it wasn't me. I didn't cause this.
I did not cause this. But some fucker else did. Yeah, so Owen's Group, we've got several depots across the country. Their warehouse went up in flames. Apparently there's an explosion caused by a broken electrical cable, which may or may not have been done deliberately by somebody who may or may not have been arrested for arson. Allegedly. Who may or may not have intended to kill people. Allegedly. Yeah, some crazy fucker. But yeah, the factory went boom, and several businesses have gone down with it. So yeah, it started about 8:15 on Friday night. And it was finally put out by 8 a.m, Saturday morning, which is today, the day we're recording.
So you were there, weren't you, when it started, because you were getting loaded?
Right at the very start.
She was not there.
I wasn't there.
She was in the area.
You were not aware of
I was on the industrial estate. I was on the industrial estate.
You'd just been loaded, yeah. And then you heard something.
All the other drivers had been loaded as well. We were about to leave to go to various places across the country. And the explosion happened, and we left straight away. We didn't want to know what was going on. We didn't want to know. We didn't want any part of it. We were just going. Yeah, so we just left.
That's like a true driver style, isn't it? I've got a shift to do. Fuck this. I'm out.
Yep. So my 11-hour shift. My 11-hour shift turned into 15 because we weren't allowed to go back to the depot.
I was going to say, so what happened there? That's what I want to know.
At least you got paid for it.
We got paid for it.
At least you're getting paid hourly.
Yeah.
You see, the sucky thing, I'm sorry, we can come back, but the sucky thing about getting paid per mile is that we would stop getting paid.
Yeah.
And it's just, sorry. Carry on. I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring that out.
But, yeah.
So where did you go in the end then? What did you have to do?
We just left and carried on with our shift. And our boss kept us all updated and stuff. But we weren't allowed to go back to the depot.
Still on fire.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, the fire service and the police closed the entire industrial estate down, which is
Wow.
It's a
That's
good few
wild.
square miles.
In
It's a
Tom
very
fashion.
big industrial estate. You can Google it anyway, and you'll see how big it is. But we left around 8:15, 8:30, something like that, in the night. And I didn't get
Yep.
back to the yard until 10 to 8 the next day.
Fucking hell.
So,
Was that with the lorry? Like you could
with,
park it
yeah,
back
with
up
the
there in
lorry.
the end?
With the lorry, yeah. So
Isn't it
I wonder how
crazy?
big of a fire that this one dude thought that it was going to actually, how big it was going to get.
Allegedly.
I don't even know.
allegedly.
This is going to be part
Or
of
whatever, fuck allegedly, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just saying,
Yeah.
this local 25-year-old man, for being,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
he
do we
was-
really have to fucking say allegedly every fucking
No.
sentence?
He was a forklift driver, who was on agency, so he wasn't employed by the company. He was brought in as an agency driver, and he apparently broke an electrical cable, which sparked the fire. So whatever it is that
Wow.
spark lit up, that exploded. So
Jeez.
yeah, he was pissed at somebody, I think, allegedly.
Well, see,
Just
have you not
a little
noticed? There's, I don't know if it's just because obviously social media and shit like that, but there does seem to be more and more of this kind of thing happening.
Well, about
Where
a week
that
or
you
two
get
before
guys that
Christmas. Yeah, about a week or two before Christmas, one of our customers, the unit next door was caught fire because of an electrical issue, but that was quite close to the electrical power plant or whatever it's called, and that actually killed somebody. But that was an accident.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
But I'm
yeah.
talking more about like the purposeful, because like, okay, say for instance, do you remember that digger driver, that 360 driver that went?
Oh, what, that
fucking-
video where he trashes everything?
Went absolutely
Yeah.
fucking mental. And the thing was, that was over a payroll glitch, and the guy.
Well, he's not getting paid now, is
but
he?
he didn't get paid like straight away, and it was just literally just someone had forgotten to press a button. The pay was there, and he went fucking apeshit and started destroying everything with a 360. Or
Wow.
like, what about, say for instance, do you remember that Jenkins driver?
See the one that reversed his
What
What
lorry
did he
into
do
a
again?
house.
I remember something.
No, there was that. No, that was
Oh, that
was
was
Stop
another
Our
one.
Energy. That was Stop
someone
Our
else.
Energy that reversed it. That was like a domestic
Yeah.
thing. Was that? Fuck me. That's like an escalation. But
What was
Yeah.
the Jenkins one again?
he did this. He made this video saying, have you not heard about this? Fuck me. It was like,
I feel
it
like
was,
I have.
it was everywhere.
Yes.
So
Oh,
he
is this the one?
dropped-
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped his trailer with the legs up.
Yeah.
And he was basically, because he didn't get his night out money, and he was basically saying, if you fuck with my wages, I'll fuck with your equipment or something like
Yeah,
that.
the stupid thing is, he didn't do
but-
nights out.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
apparently he was told yeah.
The story gets worse.
Oh, God.
The story gets way worse, because I actually spoke to the mechanics, because I was working for Dents, and I was at the place where that trailer was taken and the truck was taken. So I actually spoke to the mechanics about this, and the story's fucking way worse. So yeah, he did do the occasional night out, but he didn't get paid night out money because he'd gone home.
Oh,
And-
that was it. I remember now. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
only get paid night out money when. Wait,
You're
one
actually
second.
out and about. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is when you're, out in a fucking
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
But that wasn't his trailer. he dropped his trailer correctly. He then hooked up a new trailer, lifted the legs, and dropped that one,
Oh,
so
wow.
he didn't get caught.
But you made a video about it.
Yeah, I'm fully aware about the fact that there's also videos on. There's also cameras
So you
on the
wouldn't
trucks
get
and in
caught?
the yard as well. But that's that. But it gets worse than that, because Jenkins.
How?
Right? Oh no, it gets worse than that, because Jenkins turned around afterwards, and once this video started going, whatever, and they'd figured out what it was, And obviously, he's destroyed their equipment.
Yeah.
He's done fucking criminal damage. He's put like the company all over on blast over something that's not even their fault. So Jenkins went to him and said, "Pay for the damage that you've caused. Remove the video, and we'll forget this happened." That's which honestly is as fucking fair as you can possibly be.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they even
companies
offered
would
him
have
a
done that.
payment plan.
Yeah.
They even offered him a payment plan for this as well. So, like, Jinkies were fucking, like, could not have been more accommodating with this situation. And he told them basically to get fucked. So
he got
they
fired.
charged him. Yeah. Well, he was definitely regardless, he was getting fired the second he made that. But again, there's there's so many of these guys that you see, and you think, how do you think you're getting away with this? Where you're intentionally wrecking shit because you're angry because something.
How much did he end up not getting? Was it just like $10 or 100?
£26.50?
Yeah.
20, I believe Jinkies at the time was £26.50. I believe he didn't get.
But he was going home every night and saving fuel technically then.
Yeah.
So he was still one up anyway, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's honestly, it is crackers. But I just don't get it. I don't get that mentality. I don't get like this thing of like being so angry at the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy.
Like a power trip, isn't it?
It really is. It's like that thing of like it's like narcissistic where it's like, oh, I'm not going to get caught. I'm fucking. It's like that main character syndrome, isn't it? Where they kind of feel like they're the main character in a story, so they can't get.
Everyone's the main character in their own story, so.
Yeah, but the main character never dies unless you're Arthur Morgan.
Or
no one gets that
reference. I get that reference. Guess what Chloe's been playing all week?
Yes.
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead. Go on, David.
Do you ever, in your job, do you ever, ask do you ever stuff? Okay, instead of asking for something, is it better? Do you do the whole ask for forgiveness instead of what is it? It's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. You know what I'm talking about.
Give us an example.
Like, okay, I used to drive my truck home. I know there's a fucking phrase and I can't fucking think of it right now, but but I used to drive my semi truck home so I don't have to, so I could save, I don't know, like $25 in fuel on my own personal vehicle. Yeah. So I just drive my own. I drive the semi home because I'm already in the area of my home, so I just take it home. But I just didn't want to know what the answer was. I didn't want to. Because it was a day cab too. Because there was no sleeper in there. So obviously I'm not sleeping in it. But so I just drove it home, and it's an industrial area. Technically it was an apartment complex that was in an industrial area, and there was no houses around there whatsoever. But there's plenty of homeless around. There's always homeless around in an industrial area. But I used to always take my semi truck home and park it on the street. And I don't know if I was
with the trailer or just cab.
Sometimes there could be a trailer. Yeah, no, I would never bring it home if there was a load in there, if there was product in there.
Yeah, you still don't know if you're allowed to do this.
Yeah, because obviously it's better safe than sorry and not do it, because that's the kind of answer you're going to get. But I just wanted to know, like, I just don't want to get fired. You know what I mean? As like, obviously, I'm not supposed to do it, but you're not supposed to speed either. But people speed. It's just one of those things that.
Wouldn't they notice a truck not being there though?
No, they don't. Not really.
No.
All the companies that I've worked for definitely would.
They have a GPS on it and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. As in, like, but it would take. The dispatcher just doesn't look at that kind of shit. They especially me being with them for fucking ever. You know what I mean? I just
don't worry about David. He's not going to betray our rules.
So it depends, because like when me and Kel first started dating, I'd park the truck like literally around from from the house, and I also
Yeah.
as well took her out as a passenger as well, which I shouldn't have done. But I don't work for them anymore, so it's all good. But I didn't ask permission for that.
Yeah, but you knew you weren't allowed to, did you? On the you knew. I'm sure you knew about your truck one because you had that whole issue with that woman.
No.
Taking
For
passengers
Booth,
out.
for James Booth, I asked them. And
This
they
was
were
someone
chill.
else. Oh,
this was previous. Well, the Booth was chill. They were like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. And even when I got a complaint about parking my truck there, they were like, yeah, she's a miserable cow. Just ignore her. I'll deal with her. Don't you worry. Fucking love them guys. They were so good. I got away with fucking murder, honestly.
The phrase is, thanks to my wife, it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. So that's I butchered it what I was trying to say.
Is it though?
But
yeah, but if you don't ask, you don't get. I find that's my motto. I find I ask for really cheeky shit, and I'll just ask because like I find no one else will, and you never know.
I find it hard to disobey. Like they never said I couldn't bring it home. They never said I couldn't park it there. So that's kind of I wasn't trying to make up. But
my issue is with that: if you don't ask and you just do it, if you get pulled up on that shit,
you're screwed.
Then you're on the back foot because you still want to do what you've been doing.
But now they might say no, just to
because you've done that. So
I hear you. No, that's a good point, Tom.
It is. That's why I made it. That look I just got then. Fucking hell.
If looks could kill.
I think throughout my entire truck driving career, I always ran really close to that line in a lot of situations. When it comes to my, I don't know, a lot of stuff. There's like, especially taking my truck home. I just wanted as much home time as possible. Like I never got the whole per diem where when you're out overnight, so that wasn't part of it at all anyway. So, but I don't know. I just with a lot of stuff, idling your truck, overspeed, there's just a million things to where it isn't like this is very close to where I don't want to get in trouble, but I'm probably doing something wrong, But like I don't know, there's a million things in truck driving that we all do, like going around like trying to avoid traffic, even though you shouldn't go down this area, but because you're going out of route. Even though like it might be legal to go down, but your company doesn't want you to do it, but you do it anyway. But you didn't want to ask because what they say. They would just say, "Stay in traffic." Well, you're not fucking paying me to stay in traffic. You're literally not paying me. You're paying me to drive. I stop making money when I'm in stop and go traffic. You know what I mean? So I want to go and make some money.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go around this fucking route. But no, if we're ever going to go over it, we're supposed to call it in and blah 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 for them to say no. So I just don't call it in and I just go around. And basically, if I ever, when I don't know, I don't even know if I've ever gotten caught. When they don't bring it up, you keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. Like, for fuck's sake, they don't bloody.
So with stuff like that,
checking this at all.
With stuff like that, I find that the company they know that you're doing that shit, but it's worked out for the best.
You're doing the job and they're not aware. Yeah.
It's like they kind of hold it in reserve for that time that you don't, and it fucks and it screws you in the ass, and the next thing you're stuck somewhere doing something like that, and then they can kind of come and go, oh well, you shouldn't have done that. We've told you. It's like a lot of these fucking rules where they're like they put this rule up, and the rule is to I don't do this. Like Travis Perkins being a classic example of like don't get on the bed. Well, that's great, but what about when I'm in the middle of the Lake District? I have no phone signal and I have to get on that bed. The reality is
I thought you were talking about the bed in your car.
No, like the bed's in like the bed of the truck. And so they have this rule there, and they know drivers do it, but they have that rule there for that time that someone falls off and they go, well, we told them that you're not allowed to get on the bed. We've got it written on the side of the truck, so then that we're not liable. And that's what it's about. It's like this going back to this thing of I said before, where it's not about health and safety. It's about liability.
You got to say that louder, Tom, so people can hear you.
It's about liability.
There we go. It's the same thing with ice and snow. They basically say you are required to put chains on or traction devices on when the roads are slick. All right. They know you're not going to do that every single time. They know, but they're like, and I can know what the conversation would be like. Well, we told you to do that, and again, yes, for liability purposes and all that kind of stuff. You know, I don't know if their insurance is going to be cheaper. I think when your company is as big as the company that I work for, they literally have their own insurance.
Yeah,
like they basically,
yeah.
You know, so they can kind of make up their own rules there in that one. But but I'm not going to do that every time. As you know, why I won't be chaining up every single time it's slippery? You don't fucking pay me to chain up. Once I park that fucking truck, I stop making money. So where is the incentive for me to be safe here in this one? All right, seriously, it's just one of those things that I have a huge problem with, where they're not paying you to do work. There's so many fucking situations where we do not get paid as truck drivers when you're on a mile per, you know, when you're getting paid per mile or getting paid percentage of the load or whatever, you know what I mean? But anyway,
you sound like an angry.
There'll be a video on it. There will be a video actually on. I actually just made a video on that, and I haven't published yet.
Well, but is it just about you complaining?
Yeah, basically, want me complaining about how drivers don't get paid in certain situations. It's actually kind of comical, in a way.
Well, look forward to
how
that.
ridiculous! You could spend your entire day working extremely hard and not get paid a penny.
Yeah. Oh, it is bad. That it is very, very bad. But then then the problem is, then some drivers take the pissing with different when you do the hourly rates, and it's one of them ones where, yeah, it's like a no-win situation, isn't it? But should we end the show here? Right. Anyways, on that note, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't listened, how did you get this far? But we shall see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Our podcast manager and editor is David, host to myself, Tom, David, and Chloe, and our producer is Nessa. If you'd like to support us, go to our Patreon, like our beautiful mega supporters such as Arthur Job, Daniel Smee, Dan M, Jack Goodwin, John Brown, Justin Reaney, Miller, Mihal, Phil Starkey, Skip Dude, Stephen Patterson, and Shurka Collin. Apparently I paused partway through that one, apologies. We also have our other still very amazing supporters, such as Big Mike, got Gavin Williams, Neil Rees, Trucker Joe, and Danny Flynn, the Wanker. I'm just going to read it as it should be, because that's how he wants it. So there you go. That's your little special shout out at the end.
Yeah, he gets a special shout out every week.
It does, yeah. I feel like that's a bit of a favoritism thing, but never mind. We're going with it.
It's a good example.
These guys
of what
get great
extra.
perks such as extra content, access to the live recordings, access to the Discord, and more. If you'd like to support us in other ways, search Just Another Trucking Podcast, Patreon, or go to patreon.com/JATP. I got it right this week, David. Please don't punish me. And if you'd like to support us in other ways, please go to salmonslap.com to get some amazing merch. You can also follow us on social media like YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. Just search Just Another Trucking Podcast. Thank you. Goodbye. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.